Good morning, one and all. Welcome back to Red's Homestead. I'm out on my hunting area. So currently, my blind is way up there next to that shed. All the activity now is down along this little road. I put my trail cam down there and I have seen tons and tons of activity. And even this morning I saw a beautiful big doe walking right across, but that's about a 50-yard shot. If I had a rifle, it'd be different, but I'm not rifle hunting. I'm crossbow hunting. I'm done for the day. It's actually pretty nasty weather, but it was really not bad for hunting because it's not raining, but it's wet. I've got projects today. So I've always kind of wondered, what kind of spot does hunting have in homesteading? Like, is there really a spot for it? Getting meat and putting in the freezer and all that good stuff, it seems to make perfect sense. But when you're raising animals, how much sense does it really make? Because the prime time for hunting is the mornings and the evenings. But that's also the times you do your chores. So if you don't have a second person to do those chores, like me, I have Shannon. She takes care of most of the day-to-day animal chores because I work full-time. So I'm usually either gone before the sun comes up, or sometimes I'm home well past the sun going down. 1.5 of primetime day, or 2 hours of the primetime day, that I would usually be doing projects, all for just a chance of getting something. I've only got 1 deer. Now, if I was rifle hunting, I'd probably have 4 because it's over a 50-60 yard shot. We're gonna start this duck house build, at least maybe the bottom framing of it. I don't have any screws, so we'll be right back. We are back with the world's largest box of screws that you can buy at Lowe's. What we're going to try to do is transform that pile right there into something. So anyways, back to the hunting. I do think it does have a place, especially a situation like this. For me, the big part of it for me too is just like a therapy, and it's where I get a lot of ideas from, like for the idea for this movie. If I don't shoot a deer today and I do both days, that's going to be about 4 hours of good solid daylight that I could have been doing something like building this thing, or I don't know, whatever. And you compound that to, I've gone out probably 10 times now without getting a single deer. That is, what, 20 hours? I could have been done with this thing. But I could have gotten something, and our freezer would have been full and not have to buy meat next year. Now this project will be almost 100% just winging it, because I'm just using reclaimed wood. I'm going to try to use 100% reclaimed wood wherever possible. And you'll see that some of these boards, like that, aren't in perfect shape. So I'm kind of winging it with the wood too. My game plan is to make this, I'm thinking now 6 by 8 feet. Originally I was gonna do 6 by 10, but looking at all the boards I have, most of them are only 6 feet, and I do have a handful that I can stretch to and cut down to 8 feet. So 48 square feet. That's a decent size, and I could always add additions.
So the bottom frame is complete-ish. I'm gonna go grab some plywood, measure it out, slap it on there. I've been kind of researching what is best for not waterproofing, but to keep, you know, their gunkiness. It's gonna be filled with hay, but something to save it from rotting out quicker. So we're gonna look into that. Some of these boards are a little janky. We see if I can give you a nice little angle of that one. I'll see if I can zoom in on that. It's a little twisted, but we're gonna make it work. One down, one to go. We kind of have a floor going on now.
Fancy.
I just got to get it all screwed down. So I'm going to be doing that project in stages, all with Shannon's help, I'm sure.
That was very helpful.
Yes.
Sparks started flying.
Yeah, you can see her running and cowering in fear.
He didn't warn me. It was going to catch on fire or something.
So that's the bottom, the floor. It's a decent looking size, and I might not have to waterproof it because basically that plywood was on the outside walls of a shed. It had some kind of paint on it. So I'm assuming it's like outdoor paint. So I have to look into that.
So, you know, we did our whole garden. We struggled with like the tomatoes, the corn, right? But everything that I've like torn down or like threw in there, they ate, pooped out, whatever, and then moved to other locations.
The stuff that's gone crazy.
Like I had sunflowers growing everywhere. Of course, it's too cold for anything to actually take off. I've got tomatoes growing everywhere. I've got corn growing everywhere. Started this yesterday afternoon.
We got venison roast in there. Then we added some potatoes, some carrots. Are those our carrots or not our carrots?
No, we didn't. We haven't grown carrots. Remember, we have some growing now.
Oh, we did the parsnips.
I had left over from broth, so I canned them.
There you go.
That needs more seasoning though.
I guess the conclusion that I came up with when it comes to hunting and homesteading is priorities. So our first year, our priority was build, build, build. We wanted chickens, we wanted gardens, we wanted grass. So our focus was on building on the homestead. Every free minute of time we were out here developing and creating, and that was our priority. So I didn't hunt last year. But this year, I guess where you have less trying to build this first zone of, you know, permaculture. When you think of zones, our zone 1 is built. Now we're just improving by improving the greenhouse later, improving the chicken run, the fencing later, but it is established what we want. Now that we're moving into the next zone, when we're thinking of turkeys and pigs, different parts of the property, I could also think on doing different things for meat source like hunting. I can spend the hours in the day because it is sort of a meditation for me, at least. This is where I get my ideas on what to film, on what to build, on how to build. Like this whole bottom of the duck building, I guess you could say, is in my brain. I just had my thought process on what I had, what I wanted to build, and I just had it all in my head so that I was ready to do it here. And that was just me sitting for 2.5 hours, not doing anything but watching wilderness, and your mind wanders. So there is a good use for it, even if you don't get anything. And just speaking on ideas of what to do, what to film, a few things that I have ideas in the future. One is I've gotten some good suggestions, and if you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see, know, talk about, let me know in the comments. Give me some good ideas. We'll get on it. One of them that I got, and it's been a while, so I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do it, is what kind of resources do I use? Not resources like, you know, maybe a little bit on what I buy, like Premier One fencing. I buy that, and I will always buy that one because I like that brand and it's proven to me to be good. But resources on education. What books did I read? What YouTubes do I watch? What websites do I Google? These kind of things could help others start, maybe. So that's one I want to do, a video. A second video I want to do is coming up pretty soon. It's going to be, I'm going to be cooking one of our cornish cross chickens and then one of these new red broilers at the same time, and doing kind of a taste test, blind taste test on which one is better. And that will be kind of that full decision on which one we're going for. So until next time, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all that have subscribed. Y'all are the main reasons why I keep pushing these out, even though I love doing it. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.